Hey guys, it's Mr. Celona here. I'm going to give you a walkthrough of the directions for the tension lab activity. And the directions for this lab can be found on Canvas. What you're going to need for the experiment, you're going to need a meter stick, you're going to need one of these pole mounts, you're going to need a 1 meter piece of string, which we're going to end up cutting into some segments. You're going to need some large paper clips. You're going to need a clamp to attach to the pole. You're going to need a spring scale. You're going to need, you'll have a set of masses. You really just need a 500-gram mass and some identical rubber bands. First thing we want to do in the directions is take 3 rubber bands. So we're going to take 3 of these, and we want to use a pen or a marker. We're going to measure out 1 centimeter on the rubber band and mark 2 dots that are a centimeter apart on each of these. So I'm going to lay it down flat on the table without stretching it. I'm going to lay it down and I'm just going to draw a dot on the rubber band so that the dots are a centimeter apart. And you want to do that on 3 consecutive rubber bands. I'm just going to do 1 here for now, but you're going to do it on 3 of them. Then it says to take your string and cut it into a 50 centimeter length and 2 25 centimeter lengths. So I'm going to stretch that out and I'm going to cut it to 50 centimeters. So here's my 50 centimeter piece. And then I'm going to cut this into 2 25 centimeter long pieces. So I'll do that here. All right, so I've done that. I have my pieces of string. Okay, then it says bend the paper clips into double hooks as shown in figure A. And they show it in the picture, but basically what you're going to do is take a paper clip, open it up, and turn it into a hook like this. Now, if you bend it too much, you're going to end up snapping the paper clip, so be careful with that. Okay. Then it says suspend the spring scale from the top of the ring stand and such that it extends onto the table, over the table rather. So what you want to do here is take the clamp and set it up so that the end of the clamp is actually hanging off the table. I'm behind the table here. And then what I'm going to do is hang the spring scale from that spot. So I have it here and I'm going to hang the spring scale. There's little screws on this thing. So I can hang the spring scale like this. And then that's all set to go. All right, so my spring scale is set up. And then it says that it wants me to, I'm going to move this out of the way here. Suspend the 500-gram load from the lower end of the rubber band as shown. Okay, so we're going to put this rubber band on the hook, and then we're going to suspend the mass from it. So I can take my weight, hang it here, and then I want to put that on the spring scale. But you're going to need to note the stretch. So what I'm going to do is take this, hang it from here like this, and I'm going to read 2 things. I'm going to read the scale reading in newtons. So this side is the Newton scale, and it says about 5 newtons. And I'm also going to measure how far apart the dots are on the rubber band. So I'm going to measure with the meter stick how far apart those are. And we'll have some tape measures too, so you can make it a little bit easier with a tape measure if you like. All right, so I was able to measure that as well, and I'm going to record that. Now, all of the steps that are remaining in this procedure are basically variations of exactly that. So what you will need to do in those cases is to just follow the directions carefully in here and see exactly what it's telling you to do. So for some of them, it's going to ask you to, for example, attach a string to the rubber band and then attach the weight to the end. And in other cases, it's going to ask for some different things. So if you look, my arrow is not working now here. 1 second here. Let's go up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now it says with the use of paperclip hooks, repeat the previous step using 3 rubber bands connected as shown in figure C. So basically, you're going to make a chain out of rubber bands and hooks. So you're going to take your rubber band, take your paper clip, connect it like this, connect the other rubber band to the other side, and you're going to repeat that again with 2 other hooks. So we're going to have another hook which will bend like so. I'll attach it like this, so I'm making a chain essentially. Same thing here, and one more with the rubber band, and then I'm going to hang the weight from the end of the hook like this, and then I'm also going to hang this from the spring scale. All right, again, I'm going to read the spring scale reading, and again, I'm going to measure the distance between the dots on the rubber band and record those values. All right, and those will go in the table, or on the sheet rather. Okay. Sometimes you're going to insert string instead of the rubber band, so you want to read the directions for that. So for example, in step 6, it says disconnect the load and 2 of the rubber bands. Using a paperclip hook, connect one end of a 25 centimeter length of string to the remaining rubber band. All right, so instead of using a 3rd rubber band, you're using the string in its place. All right, in each of these, what you can do as you're going through is at the end here, figure B through H shows some pictures of how it's supposed to be set up in each case. So you can always refer to the diagram as you're going, and you're recording your values for, steps 1 through 9. After you finish steps 1 through 9, you and your partners are going to talk about the analysis questions here and start filling it out. So, for example, does the length of the string have any effect on the reading of the spring scale? What evidence can you cite? All right, so you're going to look at your answers to each of the previous parts to help you answer that question, and then go through with the remaining questions in much the same fashion. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, if you follow the directions carefully, you probably don't really need too much from the video here, but I just wanted to walk you through some of the setup so that you know what you're doing to get started. As you're working, if you have questions, just let me know and I'll come to you.